From Bitcoin, blockchain or distributed ledger technology to cryptocurrencies, tokens and initial coin offerings, it seems everyone involved has something to say, but can you really trust their advice? One man's had enough of weasel words and charlatans and is ready to give you impartial, independent analysis. With digestible blockchain bites, ICO analysis and need-to-know news on cryptocurrencies, author, speaker, transparency and clarity advocate and award-winning software innovator Barry James brings you Radio ICO.
Hello, it's Barry James again for ICO Radio, and this is the Blockchain Bites program, and today we're going to look at Zwoop. Really interesting, and I'm delighted to have with me Alex Gadoffi. I'm sure I didn't say it quite right, Alex, but welcome.
No, you say perfectly, man. Thank you for being here, and nice to be with you, Barry. Thank you so much.
You too. So I know you've been at the World Blockchain Forum over the last day or two, but maybe we can touch on that along the way. But first, Alex, would you just give us a little bit of background to you and your entrepreneurial career and how you got here before we start to talk about Zwoop and the Find engine and what that is and what that's about. So a bit of background first, please.
Sure, no worries. I'll try to make it short. So I started my first company when I was 9 years old. That was a long time ago. If you can see me, I have gray hair, so it's roughly 40 years ago. We were doing copying games from one platform to another. Then I decided to do something more structured, so I went working for EY, Ernst & Young, in the consulting space. I was the co-head of their innovation center in Virginia, in the US, and then I was the head of IT strategy in Europe. I left Ernst & Young in the 2000. I moved to another IT company. We grew the company to $500 million revenue, roughly 5,000 people when I left. And then I moved to Hong Kong. I started some companies, some are still going. I started the previous one. We were doing offline to online channel blending for retailers. And we raised 22 million in 2011. We sold it in 2014, so we exited in 2014. And then in end of 2014, I started working for Zwoop to start this new adventure for the Find engine.
Okay, so where did it's a little bit of hint in the background there, I get that. But where did the idea, what's the distinctive nature, and what is the distinctive nature of Zwoop? Sure.
We in the past few decades, I mean in the past 20 years, every investment in e-commerce has been done on the merchant side. On the merchant side, so everybody is helping merchant to make a better business, to know you better, to sell you more, to profile you better, to harvest your data better, but actually nobody has helped the consumer. So today, 20 years after e-commerce started, consumers are still plagued by the same problem that they had 20 years ago. So when you search something, imagine you search a pair of Nike shoes for you in your size. What you do? You go on Amazon, you go on Google, then you start opening each link, and then you see if the merchant has your size or not, what's the shipping cost, it arrives usually at the end. Maybe you see this too expensive, you go back, you go to another website, and you start doing this over and over again. It's like going in high street, every shop, and asking every shop, do you have my shoes? How much it costs? Oh, yes, no, it's too much, and you move on. So it's a very inefficient way, because in this inefficiency, search engine, merchants, marketplaces make money. So nobody has interested to change this because they make money out of the inefficiency. So Google will serve you ads, or will sell you links that are ranked by who pays more. Amazon serve you merchant on top that pays them more. So they make money out of this inefficiency. So nobody's interested to serve you better. So what we have done, we said, well, we need to change this. We need to go and serve consumer, be on the side of the consumer. You can still make money on the side of the consumer, but not cheating them. So we want to be on the side of the consumer. Yeah. We want to allow them to find what they need in one step. So with our engine, you can find any product from any retailer, unbiased, in one step, and we can tell you who are the retailers that have this product in your size, in your color, on your variation you want, available right now, and we're allowed to check out from any retailer in one click. So that's what a find engine is, something to simplify your life. So today, average, I mean, if you look at the statistics, average, a consumer, when he go and find and search something, spends between 10 to 25 minutes to buy a product. With us, you can have the same result, and you can achieve a true best price in 10 to 25 seconds. That is a big difference, you know.
And that's available today?
It will be available in, today we are beta testing. Today we have roughly 1,000 users testing it. In beta test is a invitation only test. We want to collect data to enhance our semantic understanding and so on. So we believe that the test will end by end of September, mid-October. And at that point we will release it for public in UK. Will be the first market. So roughly 1 month, 1.5 months away. UK will be the first market, and then we go to US, and then we extend to other countries. But the product is working, and actually we are getting very good results on the beta test, so we are very happy.
Excellent. Well, I have to say, when I looked at Zwoop, I thought, where do I use it? How do I try it? So I can't wait to get my hands on it. And just give me those numbers again. It reduced the average search time from what to what again?
So average search. Searching is very fast today. Is the problem to finding is slow. Yeah. so
sorry, I'm just using the terminology. Yeah. So finding. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. My marketing kills me if I keep saying searching. So I need to say find. So we usually today, all in all, from start to finish, you take between 10 to 25 minutes to search to buy a product.
Yeah.
Between comparing products, comparing a website, comparing prices, checking out, checking the shipment costs, and with us you go to 10 to 25 seconds. So
okay, so there's
60 times faster.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think 10 to 25 seconds is really going some, so I can't wait to try it.
Actually, unfortunately, we're not in video.
Than that, but it certainly sometimes takes me 10, 20 or 30 minutes to buy stuff, looking around sometimes. So okay, so is this a disruptive technology, or is it just an incremental step?
I think we are disruptive because we are really the first that we are on your side, you know. Nobody is on the side of the consumer. Everybody is making money out of the consumer on the side of the merchant. So we are disruptive for various reasons. First, because we are unbiased. Second, because we are on your side. Third, because we give you a complete insight on who is selling what on where on the internet. So in UK, when we start with all the retailers that sells in UK, roughly 1,500, and then we grow on all the other retailers. So nobody gives you this immediate insight to who sells what. So yeah, everywhere disruptive.
Yeah, and as a designer, which is my background, I can kind of understand how those inefficiencies are hidden, and actually removing those inefficiencies could have lots of largely positive, unforeseen consequences. Is that the way you see it?
Yeah. I mean, we see it as this. I mean, now unforeseen consequences are unforeseen. So, by definition, we can't see that. But I believe that if we get adopted by a lot of users, and if we get the traction that we believe we will get, we believe we can change the shape of e-commerce for the next few years.
Well, what I meant by that is you've been thinking about this a lot longer than any of the rest of us, including me. So you could probably see things that are unforeseen from my point of view.
Yeah, I mean, one of the unforeseen things that we see is that actually not only we are going to help user, but we also helping small retailers to survive in their business. I mean, today, if you are a small retailer, you can't afford to pay AdWords that are $50 a click. You can't afford to get listed in the first 2 or 3 pages of Google or Amazon. So maybe you have a best price, but nobody comes to you because you can't afford it. So in our case, because we are totally neutral, if you have a best price for a product, you are in our list. It doesn't matter. We don't want you to pay us to be in our list. So it's leveling the playing field also for a lot of retailers, and I think creating more fair competition on the market.
I think that's an incredibly important point, the leveling of the playing field. And I think that, looking at this now from the point of view of, businesses who aren't on the scale of Google, Amazon, or so on, or of the economy, that's got to be an incredibly positive thing. So would you just unwrap that a little bit more from that point of view, from the point of view of, if I'm a small retailer, or at least at any rate smaller than Amazon, this could be important for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that if you are a small retailer today, you have a very limited options to put your word out. I mean, either you pay, or it's very hard for you to stand out. I mean, you may have a nice deal on a pair of shoes that you have in stock, and nobody knows it because you didn't pay Amazon to be in the first list. You didn't pay Google for AdWords. So either I know where you are and I shopped something with you before, or it's very hard for me to come in and buy from you because you're not out in the crowd. So with us, if you have this deal and you are genuine, I mean, if you're not scamming people, so if you're a real retailer with a real deal, real products, you will appear in our search because we are neutral. And if somebody looks for this pair of shoes, we tell this pair of shoes available to this small retailer for $80, and to Selfridges for $85, and to Amazon for $87, or something like this.
Yeah.
So and you don't need to pay us. You don't need to do anything actually, because we come to your website, we crawl you, we ingest the product, and it's automatically there. So the only thing you need to do is to give a good price. I mean, then you're there.
Okay. So how do you, if you're not making your money out of selling my eyeballs to the highest bidders, how does Zwoop make money?
Oh, of course. So we make, okay, that's an important point. So we make money, of course, using also user data in a nice way, but it's very different. So we make money in 7 different ways. So there are 7 different streams in our plan. So one for sure is advertising. One for sure is product data sharing. One is group buy, aggregation, shipping enhancement services. So we have different ways of making money. But the key part is that, first of all, if we make money on you as a consumer, we revenue share with you part of what we make. So different from anybody that keeps the money for themselves. That's why we have also a Zwoop token to allow us to revenue share back to the consumer. So if we make money on you, we revenue share. If you don't want us to use any of your data, you can switch off, and we don't make any money on you, and we don't revenue share with you. I mean, we are honest. I mean,
okay.
You can go in the blockchain. You can go in the blockchain and see how we use your data. We never use your personal data. We may use your eyeballs, of course. We may serve you advertising, but we do not bias the results with this advertising. So the difference is this: if you search on Google or you search on Amazon, the results you get are biased. They not only make money on you, but they bias the results to make more money on you.
Yeah. Okay.
So in our case, if you're looking for an iPhone, maybe Samsung wants to push an advertising for the Samsung S9 or Note 10 or whatever is competing with the iPhone. We serve the advertising to you, so we make money on this advertising, of course. We revenue share with you, but we not bias the result of the list of the iPhone available to serve you this advertising. We give you an honest answer, and on top we say, oh, by the way, there's an alternative if you want to see it.
Okay, so
does it make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. Let me just summarize that and bring it all together. So whereas traditional search engines are making money from the data, we know they're making money from the adverts in ways that bring bias to them. So that's a kind of disservice as well. And what you're going to be doing is revenue sharing. So you're offering a revenue share to people who use the service unless they turn off use of data.
Yes. And most importantly, we never biased the result to make more money on you. So we never biased. If you ask us, find me the best deal for this iPhone, we find you the best deal for this iPhone. We tell you who sells it. We tell you who's the retailer, what's the delivery time, all include the shipping costs. We tell you everything, unbiased. And maybe we say, oh, there is also a Samsung that wants to show you an advertising. Fine. Okay. I mean, it's an honest way to show you results, and we never bias this.
Okay, so I can see why you would need a novel funding method for this. So maybe we could come around and talk a little bit about the ICO. So was the ICO originally part or token offering part of the original plan? Is that where this came from? Or did it come as something that you've kind of realized as an opportunity?
Okay, so I want to clarify two points. First of all, we have raised money in the traditional capital market. So we have raised money already in the traditional capital market. Yeah. We are very attractive for the traditional capital market. We are a disruptor. So we did a Series A in 2016 for $11 million. So we can raise money in the traditional market, and our ICO is something important for us, not just to raise money, and that's the key part. A lot of ICOs are done to start projects to raise money. We raise the money in a traditional way. Our ICO is important because it's part of how we revenue share and how we engage the consumer with our platform, and it's part of some of the core services that we have. So as I told you, revenue sharing is one of our core services. So we give back money to the consumer. The easy way is to do through tokens, because we cannot give you cash. I mean, it's complicated. It's too much regulation in the middle. The other part which we have of the use of token is for the secondary market, to allow you to resell and exchange goods on the secondary market. Also here is important, the cryptocurrency, because it's a real use of the cryptocurrency. We have our distributed crawling, so people can use their computer, can use their old rigs that they used to mine Bitcoin 2 years ago that are useless now. They can use to make money, because we distribute our infrastructure to them. So they lend us their computing power and connection to do our operations, and they earn money on that, and the token comes important to pay this. And lastly, we allow user to use any cryptocurrency on any merchant. That's very important, because we want to give a real use of cryptocurrency, not only ours, but any other cryptocurrency on any merchant in one click. So today, can you do that? Yes, you can do it. It's just that today is very, very complicated. Cryptocurrency are too complex to go mass market. So we want to simplify these, allowing people to use cryptocurrency as they use any other currency in one click. So that's the part. So you ask us if we had this in the plan since the beginning. At the beginning, in 2014, when we started, we look at blockchain for the data storage, for the user data storage. Where we had it there, and then while we grew the company, we understood that to do certain things like revenue sharing, distributed infrastructure, and then the cryptocurrencies were essential. So we included it in the project.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. But let me again just make sure I've understood correctly and clarify. So you're saying I'll be able to bring Bitcoin or Ether and buy products essentially from vendors who haven't got around to supporting them yet through Zwoop. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So with
other cryptocurrencies, with
us you can use. Yeah, Ether, Litecoin, Bitcoin. I mean, cryptocurrency you have in the wallet. You can put the cryptocurrency in our wallet, or link to your wallet as you like. And at the checkout, when you can choose to pay with your Visa, you can choose to pay with your Zwoop coin, you can choose to pay with your Ether. I mean, we don't care. We take care of the complexity in the back end of changing this in fiat and pay the merchants and so on. We do this on the back end. But for you, it's one click. And that's important. If you want my mom to use cryptocurrency, you can't ask my mom to do what is asked today to people to use cryptocurrency. It's too complex, nobody will do it. And that's why cryptocurrency is not mass market. Mass market comes only with simplicity.
Yeah, absolutely. And if the project, and I know this isn't necessarily your project, but if the overall project is mass adoption, then this is exactly the sort of thing that could make it happen.
Yeah, and that's what we believe. I mean, all my life, I always believe that mass adoption comes with simplicity. Because I mean, if the smartphone were too complex, nobody will use it. If I need an engineering degree to start a smartphone, I mean, nobody will use it.
Exactly.
So mass adoption comes with simplicity, and today cryptos are too complicated. So we need to simplify, and we believe we are one of the ways to simplify this and to bring mass adoption.
Okay, so let's look to the future and the vision for the future. You know, from your point of view, what's the vision? Where could this take us?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I think that we want to be, as I told you before, your place to shop. We believe we are your best place to shop and to buy stuff, to find stuff and to shop. We do not want to be retailers. We don't want retailers are retailers. Let them do their job. We want to be your assistant. We want to be your best place to shop, and we want to be mass market. I mean, we are going to invest a lot of money in UK for marketing. We want to invest a lot of money in US for marketing. We want to transform. When people say today, people say, "Oh, I don't know this thing. Let me Google it." Okay, that's what they say. I don't know what this means. Let me Google it. We want to be the verb in the future to say, "Oh, I want to buy a product. Let me swoop it." That's our objective. I know that's very ambitious, but I mean, ambitious process. What is we are here for, no?
So swooping in for a bargain, then.
Yeah. I mean, what to say? Oh, let's go and swoop it. Oh, I saw this beautiful shoes. I want to buy. Let's swoop it. Yeah. That's what we want to say. And
all right.
And so, if we can bring this to the crypto market, it's even better.
So I'm beginning to see some answers to the question I'm just formulating, which is tell us about where you are with your ICO and what kind of people might want to get involved in and I know your private offering is coming up. I guess that's going to be followed by a public offering. What kind of people might get involved at the various stages?
Okay, sure. So the private offering is already out. We have been selling in the private for some weeks now. We got a lot of interest from private office funds. We got a lot of interest from retailer-linked companies because they see us as one of the future of retailing. So they want to be involved there. We are going to start the pre-sale for the public this week or early next week. Sorry, I think 3 days away for the pre-sale for the public, and then we go public in public sale in October. Who wants to be involved? I think that we are appealing for anybody, because everybody is an e-commerce user. Anybody we play in this field. I do believe one thing, and maybe this doesn't sound good to say now, but I want to say, because it's a strong belief of mine. Speculators are not good for this market. Speculators are not good for the crypto. Speculators are not good for the long-term crypto market, because speculators are just creating noise and taking people away from the real idea of decentralization in the crypto market. So I would say our token probably is not appealing to speculator because it's a real token, as a real usage, as a long-term usage. We have done a lot of work in balancing demand and offer and staking requirements for the token in the future. So we have done a lot of work in making a real economy out of this token in the e-commerce. And so this is not very appealing for speculator, because probably it's not a token that wants to be 50 times this value in 3 months, and then 1/5 of the times in 4 months. So we tend to be a token that we'll appreciate in the future, we'll appreciate in time. We are in all our modeling, in all our financial modeling we did a lot of effort there. We have very serious economists working with us. In all our financial modeling, we see that the token appreciate in time and appreciate in a healthy way in time, like 5 to 10 times or whatever, in healthy way in time. But so I would say we are not appealing for speculators, and we want real people to come us for the long run, for the long journey, because that can be really disruptive for the e-commerce in the world.
Yeah, and there are an awful lot of smaller SME and micro businesses that could benefit here as well. I guess there's an appeal to them, really, isn't there?
Yeah, of course it is. It is. I mean, look, even in our equity side, when we sold the equity, we have just now came two small, medium-sized e-commerce owners. They came on board on the equity side too, because they feel that we are actually helping them. So we are, what I would say, we are a real business. We spent a lot of money. We spent $50 million up to now to develop our product and our AI. We are very serious in making this a disruptive play in the e-commerce, and we want everybody that is interested in this, small, medium enterprises, consumers, long-term players to join us.
Great. Okay. If there's one thing other than the ICO itself, and we'll get to URLs and stuff in a moment or two, but if there's one thing you'd like people to take away from this interview and to remember from it, what would it be?
That we are different from many other ICOs. We are a real company. We have done a lot of effort. We have 60 plus people. We have invested a lot of money. We want to be here for the long term. We like to be disruptive and help consumers. And we want to play a key role in the e-commerce in the future.
Fantastic. Okay, well, I'll be wanting a quiet word with you afterwards, Alex, because if you got this beta group going, I'll be having a quiet word with you about that. But okay. I can't wait to get my hands personally on Zwoop. So where should we go? Where should listeners go if they want to be on your whitelist or whatever?
Easiest way is www.zwoop.io or www.zwoop.com. We have a Telegram group that is growing fast. They can join our Telegram group, but it's all on our website. So if they go there, it's the best way to start.
Okay, well, as I say, I'm looking forward to getting my hands on this. I'll be watching your token offerings with real interest, not just from Token Intelligence but ICO Radio, but personally as well. And good luck. It doesn't sound like you're going to need too much. Thank you.
Oh, everybody needs luck, but thank you so much, Barry, for having me.
ICO Radio was brought to you by author, speaker, transparency and clarity advocate, and award-winning software innovator Barry James. Get in touch with the programme, put yourself or someone else forward as a guest. Visit iconewsdesk.com. And if you've enjoyed the show, please leave a review. And don't forget to subscribe to get your next insights and interviews from the ICO Radio podcast.